Welcome back to the Global Desk. Over the last 3 pilots, we've been following the headlines, but headlines are just noise. So starting today, we're focusing on the system and the players behind them. We're exploring why the headlines occur, what they signify, and what might follow. This is the new format. Starting the new Global Desk, we're looking at Russia's activity in the East. Putin has consistently been a powerful figure. He knows what he wants and he'll do anything he can to get it. Yesterday, he and the Prime Minister of India, Modi, met to discuss a new deal. With billions of dollars on the line and Russia's economy already crumbling, Putin is desperate. He's going to use his power as one of the most powerful countries in the East to make a new economy in his new world order. So let's take a look at the story behind the headlines. Let's start with the raw numbers. As of June 2025, the trade balance between Russia and India is broken. In a single month, India imported $4.74 billion worth of goods from Russia, which is mostly oil. In return, India exported only $316 million back to Moscow. This imbalance has created a mechanical failure in the payment system. Because of sanctions, Russia cannot convert these rupees into US dollars or euros. They're effectively stuck. Estimates show that between $30 and $40 billion worth of Russian assets are currently sitting in special rupee Vostro accounts in Indian banks. It's money that exists on paper but can't leave the country. This week's summit in New Delhi is about unlocking that capital. Since Russia cannot move the money out, they're moving infrastructure in. The focus is the INSTC, the International North-South Transport Corridor. This is a 7,200-kilometer multi-mode network moving freight from St. Petersburg down through Azerbaijan and Iran to the port of Mumbai. Late in 2025, Russia and Azerbaijan signed an agreement to boost the capacity of this western route to 15 million tons of cargo per year by 2028. The logic is simple. A ship taking the standard route up through the Suez Canal takes about 45 days. The new INSTC route takes 25 days. But more importantly for Moscow, the INSTC does not pass through any NATO-patrolled waters. Finally, we have the vessels themselves. To bypass the G7 price caps, Russia moved its oil onto the shadow fleet. As of late 2025, verified data shows this fleet now comprises approximately 17% of the global fleet. The global tanker fleet, that is. We're currently tracking 591 specific tankers that are currently transporting Russian oil exclusively outside of Western insurance markets. And this isn't even just to India. This includes Russia transporting oil to North Korea, but that's an entirely different story. So these ships are actively hiding. In the first 9 months of 2025 alone, maritime authorities flagged 113 Russian vessels using false flags, which is basically just sailing under a different registration of a different country to hide their origin and avoid port bans. So this is the machinery of a sanction-proof economy. A fleet that doesn't exist, paid for in a currency that can't be traded, traveling on a route that Western navies don't patrol. So what does this mean for the rest of the world? Well, the West tried to punish Russia for what it's done, most notably the war in Ukraine. And sanctions are really the only way to do that, since outright conflict would probably lead to World War III. And given Russia's nuclear capabilities, there's a good chance that'll be the end of the world. So if Russia bypasses the West and builds an entirely new waterway to transport its cargo, it won't feel the sanctions, and it'll be able to fuel its economy and its wars. So if Putin has unfettered access to resources, as he does with the INSTC, who knows what it'll be capable of, militarily and economically. The West can't even do much in the face of this either. NATO doesn't patrol the waters Putin is using, and even if it tried, tensions would probably escalate with Iran, since it's right there, not to mention Russia and India. So Putin, being as smart as he is, found a way to avoid the West punishment, get Russia's money, and cut shipping time in half. I mean, I gotta state, despite what he's done in the past and how terrible a person he is, you gotta hand it to Putin. He's pretty damn smart. So yesterday's meeting between Putin and Modi was basically cutting the ribbon on this new route. Things were already set in motion, and now they're just celebrating their winnings. That's gonna be all for this episode of the Global Desk. Stay tuned though. We're working on a massive story covering corruption, deceit, power, and conflict that rules gold production in India. That'll be posted on our website, theglobaldesk.com. Until next time, happy holidays and take care.